Alright guys, today we are gonna be reacting to Andrew brings to reality to trust fund baby with standard too high. Let's jump in.
One of the biggest misconceptions about being a virgin in your 30s is that you are religious or saving yourself for a husband, but no one really knows what to do with you when you aren't affiliated with any particular religion and don't want to get married. LOL. The facts are, I believe in a higher power, and that's about as far as it goes. I'm humble enough to recognize I don't know everything. That doesn't mean I'm going to share my body with any old Joe Schmo, though, and being legally bound to someone through marriage is so not my dream. But would I do a committed long-term relationship should the right guy come around? Yes, I would. Stay tuned for part 7 in the series.
And then there's another one, Nick. We'll do that one too. It's like a Instagram page.
You want the sound over it?
Yeah.
What the hell is
No, you
that?
don't have to play it.
Yo,
I mean, it's
no
just
one
that
higher standards than the
no one has
thicker
higher.
skin.
Say this for us.
And no one has higher standards and thicker skin than a 33-year-old virgin. Radical feminists, so patriarchal, ew, red pill bros, expired meat, heh.
Word.
But it's true, though. It's like, I get it from both sides, you know what I mean?
No one has higher
Okay, so no, I'm going to
standards.
challenge this, right?
Absolutely.
I don't think it's true. I think that what you've created is a false dialectic.
Yeah,
where
I
you-
was about to say that. It's a false dialectic. You're just trying to make sure she's not wrong in any size.
where you're paraphrasing what the position of each is, even though that's not actually the position. I don't think that any red pill bro would give a flying fuck under the sun that you wanted to retain your virginity due to the fact that you're just not attracted or asexual. I think instead the pushback you would get probably would be from the quote Christ-pilled bros who would just say, well, this isn't being done for the purpose of virtue, but just like due to quirks, right?
Yeah, I would say, I would just say going off of some of the comments from being on this podcast the last time, I would say that a lot of them were that I was expired because I'm in my 30s, although I don't want to have kids. And then I would say...
Man, just keep your virginity at this point, bro. Don't even try to sell it. Just keep it. I mean, she don't even want to have kids, man. At this point, what are you doing with your life, lady? What is your purpose in this world at this point? Doesn't have one kids. Supposedly is a virgin. She don't want to get married. I mean, it's so weird, man. It's weird.
in terms of like the other side with the ladies, maybe like more the modern day feminists, I feel like I get a lot of that I have internalized misogyny, that I'm part of the patriarchy. It's like I'm part of the problem. So I do feel like I'm getting it from both sides.
Well, I think that there's a conflation which happens. I think that the conflation from the leftist side, the non-patriarchal side, is saying they probably assume that because you're promoting your chastity and virginity, that you are some kind of like right-wing patriarchist, and so they're probably strawmanning your actual position. But I could see that as being true. But the red pill version of it, I can't see as being true. I don't see why any red pillar on planet Earth would give a shit one way or the other if you retained your chastity based on asexuality. Though I do think that an argument could be made from their end that if they're saying expired, they just mean, well, what's the point in keeping the chastity if you get past your 30s and are unable to bear children? What would be the point of the allure for a man who wanted children? Which I think would be a fair point, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair enough. I think, obviously some guys aren't going to respect it if they want kids, and that's totally fair. I've been very open about the fact that I don't want kids, so I don't see the problem in it.
Man, what the hell happened to her, man? Something really... I personally think something really went down, folks. Something went down. This is not okay. She doesn't look like... Something went on wrong. I don't know where.
But But I would say, though, I don't think that I have less value as a virgin because I don't want to have kids and don't want to be legal.
Yeah, well, you would have significantly less value to men.
Well, that's fair. I mean, yeah, men that want that, of course, that's
Well,
fair.
no. I mean, just most men
Because I don't want kids.
would be desirous of a virgin because of the paternal aspect of this, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that would lessen the desirability. I understand kind of the play of both sides of hitting both sides, but I don't see how a red pill position, and I'm no red piller by any means, by the way, but I do understand the position. I don't actually see why they would give a shit one way or the other.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
and
point.
I think honestly, the criticism from the red pill would be that your standards are too high. I think that would be the criticism, not that you're expired.
But there's standards, right? It's just like it's asexuality. What standards are we even appealing to?
Well, I'm not full-blown asexuality. I mean, like I said, it's not that I'm asexual necessarily. I just am not attracted frequently to people. So I guess, yes, you could
Yeah,
categorize it as that.
there's a lot of
That's so. Oh my goodness.
qualifiers going on here.
Yeah,
which are
like
really
like everything. She just built herself to a position where she can't even. She thinks that she cannot be attacked left, right, up, and down. She just built this reality, a subjective reality, where she created this persona to not get pointed at, supposedly. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
really hard to navigate. I'm not really.
Yeah, see?
I kind of am, but I'm not. There's a lot of like qualifiers to navigate this idea. So
That's
maybe
fair.
we can consolidate the idea.
Okay. let's consolidate.
Asexuality. I don't want to have sex with the opposite sex because I don't find sex and sexuality to be particularly appealing.
And that's where I would not consider myself asexual, because it's not that I wouldn't have sex with someone or find it
I'm
appealing.
not asking if you would or wouldn't, but generally speaking, you seem to stay away from it because it's not like it has no real import to you. Sexuality itself is not of great importance to you.
I want to try to be as honest as I can. I feel like
Yeah.
it's not that I don't see the value in it. It's not that I don't want to have sex, but I'm not going to just sleep with someone to sleep with someone. Does that make sense? So
No.
if I'm not,
Yeah,
We've
but
already
that's-
established
But that's
this,
Right.
diverting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I continue, but it's
I'm
we've
just
already
saying, it
established.
feels like that's a real big diversion kind of away from what I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't see value in sex. I'm not saying you wouldn't have sex. I'm saying that your attraction to men is almost negligible. It's almost not there, and you don't find sexuality personally to be of great importance to you, or really of any importance to you ultimately.
Yeah, and also,
understand
folks, you have to understand libido goes down with age. So, in your prime years where you need to have kids, you didn't have sex supposedly. So now you're in a position where you're almost 30 something years old, almost 35 almost. I mean, what's gonna happen? Your libido's gonna extrally go down. How are you gonna turn it on? At that point, it's over. At that point, it's over.
what you're saying, yeah. I mean, like I said, for the right person, yes. I don't really know what to say other than that.
Wouldn't every asexual person say that?
I don't think so. No, I think
If the
they're.
person came along, I wouldn't be asexual
I actually-
anymore. Like, wouldn't that be kind of the great cope of all asexual people?
Well,
I don't think so. I think
It goes back to what we were saying. Like, if you don't know what it feels like, then technically, like, you would be considered that because you don't know what it'd feel like to
Right.
be indifferent from that.
Right, exactly. And I also feel that a lot of people who consider themselves asexual are sex averse and know for sure or are grossed out by sex and wouldn't want to have sex. So I actually don't think that's
It's
true.
interesting. I've talked to several asexual people, male and female, and the universal that I found between all of them was the idea that if the right person came along, then I would probably break the asexuality, but they just never have.
That's fair.
And so I just don't really feel much in the way of attraction to people. But if I ever did, if suddenly I did find other people attractive, then I would. But aren't you just saying kind of the same thing? Isn't that really the same thing you're saying?
I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
Wait, can we pull the article back up?
Yeah.
my article.
So it says in the article, so you're an only child, right? Can you scroll down, Nick,
Damn, man.
to kind of keep going?
She's getting there, man. She's getting there. I know she's not a bad lady. How can I say this, folks? She's not a bad lady. She's not bad. She doesn't look like a bad lady. She looks like, man, something happened. I don't know what happened. Something really messed her up.
Keep going, keep going. Okay, this part, can you read it, Lauren, from here?
As an only child, Harkins learned early on how to be content on her own and never actively pursued a relationship. And while her friends navigated the ups and downs of young love, Harkins, it's funny to call myself Harkins, was dealing with the death of her father, William, who passed away when she was a teenager. Harkins now lives primarily off her late dad's trust fund and has enjoyed an action-packed life of travel and adventure, saying sex simply wasn't a priority.
So there you go. I think when she probably loved her father during the teenager. This is my opinion. Probably that experience really affected her. I think that's what happened. Like, that really messed her up.
So, okay, well, this changes the context significantly.
Okay.
So, sex for you has never had to be a tool of barter for resource, right? So you're essentially a trust fund baby.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then your interactions are definitely outside of the norm, right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how that
Yeah.
changes.
What's the trust fund looking like?
What is the trust fund looking like now?
Imagine it'll be a forever thing. I mean, my
Hashtag
dad
life
wasn't a
insurance.
millionaire, so, you know,
Oh,
I'm an only child, but
he wasn't.
Only child trust fund
wait,
baby.
he wasn't a millionaire.
was not.
However, I would like to comment and say that I am sorry about your father's passing. That's awful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
you.
wish that on anybody. That's a terrible thing. But let's get back to the trust fund baby thing, okay?
All right.
So the idea that how is this not just basically all down to a series of quirks? I mean, it basically has to be, right? So you have this great big trust fund, you have no reliance on the opposite sex, you can basically live in your own world, free from the externalities of the world because you don't really have to live in it, right? I mean, have you even had a job? Have you ever really had a job? Like a real job?
Yeah, I mean, I worked in corrections for 2 years. I've
Damn.
done jobs. I would say that working in like the law enforcement field was the most fulfilling job that I've had.
Would you date anybody like?
No, hang on. I just want to clarify a couple things real quick.
Uh-oh.
Real quick.
Uh-oh.
When you say I worked in corrections for 2 years, was it a part-time job?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
I've
okay.
never had a full-time
I thought
job.
it might have been.
Yeah, 100%.
Thought it might
Wait,
have
you've
been
never
a
had a
part-time job.
full-time
I've never
job?
had a full-time job.
34, never
Yeah,
had a
never
full-time
had a
job.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's true.
So your interactions with the world are extremely
Yeah.
limited, right? You've never. I mean, all your jobs have either been part-time or just no job, right?
My interactions with the world are limited to the extent of jobs. Yes.
Not just jobs, but the way that you engage with other people is going to be from an elitist set, right?
No, not necessarily. No.
I think necessarily. Like, how could you ever really understand the struggles that people go through? You've never had to deal with any of them.
I guess to that I would just say my friend circle is varied ages, different economic class. So I'm not friends with people just based on social class or.
Well, I'm not saying that you're friends with them based on their social class. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's no way for you to internalize the same experience that they do because you've never gone through anything
Yeah,
like it, right?
Sure, that's fair. Yeah.
You're basically born with a
No, I just want to say maybe she's not being in a position where I don't know, man. Because this will be a blade with double sword, a sword with double blade. Maybe she hasn't been in a position where a guy can really play the game with her. Make sure that she, create a little bit of water underneath, wet. It seems like she's being protected, right? She's not. I don't know. It's very hard to court her. She has so much money. She probably will not even get turned on by that. I don't know. Something is not making sense.
silver spoon in your mouth, so your experiences are far and away different. This is actually interesting to note as well that that a trust fund baby with a silver spoon in her mouth, born with a silver spoon in her mouth, had an article written up on her about virginity from a secular worldview.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any correlation there? Like, do you have contacts in media? Is that why that happened?
No, they reached out to me based on my social media. But I would like to clarify, when you said that I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, I mean, I wasn't. I was raised, middle, upper class. I only have been able to afford my lifestyle because my dad passed away.
That's so
Yeah, but he
good.
passed away when you were very young.
Yeah, I was 16.
Yeah, so you were very young. So no, the externalities of now having a huge fund of money, which is at your disposal, definitely shields you from the externalities
Yep.
of the world in a way most people don't get, right?
No, that's fair, yeah. I wouldn't
Yeah.
dispute that for sure, yeah.
Yeah. And let me just ask this one last follow-up question. If I were to take two boxes and just see which ones you filled the most, right? I'm not asking for which one you think you fit perfectly into.
Two
Damn,
watches.
and the dad just left this money to her, and his genetic are just gonna end up with her. Oh man, that's so effed up, bro. That is so effed up. She's not even thinking about his father. I don't know, man. This is weird in every angle.
But just the two boxes.
Boxes.
Just the one that we fill the most.
Okay.
If I put up the box for progressive or conservative, you would fill the progressive box far more than the conservative box, wouldn't you?
No, I don't think so. Would you only say that because I'm not traditional?
No, I would say that based on social issues, which I would assume that you would have. Look, can I name the social issues
Yeah,
and we'll see how
absolutely.
correct I am?
Yep.
When it comes to abortion, women have the right to choose.
I've always been pro-choice, so yeah, that's true.
There we go.
Okay,
That's it.
so women have
But-
the right to choose.
but I would
okay, hang
say-
on, hang on,
okay.
hang on,
Yes,
hang
go
on.
ahead.
I'm
Yes.
not asking for the caveats yet.
Yes.
Okay. Social justice matters.
Social justice matters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would check that one.
No, social justice doesn't matter.
I wouldn't check that box for myself.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Oh, Shander's going deep with it.
It's not deep.
What?
Oh, listen what this guy say. He has a point. He has a point. Let's be clear. The longer you wait, no high value wants all virgin box. No man will pick all virgin box over young broken in box. Nope. If you hit 40, just keep it to yourself. That's what I said at the beginning. Start making, because it doesn't make sense, folks. Virgins are taken very early on. And if you're a virgin, nobody has taken it. Something is not right. Something's not right.
All lives matter.
Okay. So, so moving to the next social, is equality important, and is feminism a product of its time, which was necessary to free women from the entanglements of the enslavement of the patriarchy?
At the time,
There you go.
Yes.
First wave feminism, second
Yeah.
wave feminism, yes.
Yep.
I wouldn't
Okay.
say that. I wouldn't say I have any value. I don't think that has any value
You're
today.
progressive through and through, progressive.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And I said this many times. You guys have to read their diaries, their scriptures. First and second wave feminism are the worst, man. These people were bad. You guys have to go and read them. It's very fascinating. But just literally what's going on right now with the third and fourth wave feminism, these people were just writing about it in the early 20th century, in the early and late 19th century. I'm telling you, folks, it's crazy.
I don't think you're asking me questions, though, that I would check more of the conservative box on.
Well, okay. Well, what is a conservative?
I would say, in a lot of ways, traditional, which I don't check that box with a lot of
Traditional,
things.
well, okay,
Traditional,
traditionalism can be correlated, sure, but traditionalism meaning what? You wear like a fedora and a long coat, and you have a house where you have a mommy and a daddy and kids. Is that what traditional is, or what is traditional? What are these values you're alluding to?
Oh man, I mean that's I guess one way of looking at it.
What's the way you look at it?
How do I look at traditional?
Wait, are we
Yeah,
trying
what-
to
what- well,
ascertain?
what is conserv-
Are
I'm
we
just
trying to
asking basically,
ascertain?
what is conservatism? What is it?
You're
from
not
your purview?
traditional, though.
I'm
right?
not traditional.
She's not traditional.
But
I agree. She's not traditional.
Right,
I'm just
but
wondering
No,
I-
what
but she
that
says
means
it.
for
She says it.
yeah, I'm 100% not traditional. But
I'm not saying you are. I'm just wondering what that means
and that's
to you.
okay. But in terms of conservatism, I feel like a lot of my values and the content I enjoy and the things that I agree with are more conservative than progressive.
Great.
So what's
Can you name one of
traditional,
those
right?
values?
Oh, so I think that's what he's asking. Like, what's traditional?
Medical mandates, for one.
Medical mandates for what?
What the hell, man?
For,
No, I don't.
like, yeah, I mean, I don't
know where that's. I don't even know what the hell that means.
I don't
medical
believe in
mandate.
medical mandates.
Oh, you mean for, okay,
Yeah.
for that. Okay, yeah, but that's not a conservative. There's plenty of progressives who never believed in mandates for lockdowns, for
Okay.
instance. So what is an actual conservative value you adhere to, a real value?
Second Amendment.
Oh my God.
There's liberals who believe in the Second Amendment.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
It's uncomfortable because she's not a bad person. You see what I'm saying, folks? But keep the eye on the ball, folks. Keep your eyes on the ball.
we just aren't seeing eye to eye on that one. I'm kind of a
So
balanced
guns and no
person.
lockdowns, and that's conservatism?
No, I wouldn't say that's conservatism, but I never claimed to be a true conservative. I just said, for the most part,
Okay.
my values are conservative leaning. But
I
He's
would
helping
say the
her.
opposite. I would say they're very progressive leaning. By the way, if you start off with I'm pro-choice, right? I
That's
think
fair.
that any other position you have
That's
behind
it.
that is irrelevant when it comes to the progressive conservative diet.
Yeah, he's helping her. I think she's a little lost though. He's helping her. He's right now giving her a little bit of tough love. That's what he's doing right now. She needs that, folks. She needs that. He's not helping her, right? Meaning as a hero, but he's just giving her tough love. Let me know what you guys see in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.